It is raining a lot today, so I thought this would be a very fitting coffee mug for the occasion. I hope you can't hear it because I feel like there's a lot of water noise going on, but I literally have to film right now because if you haven't noticed, all my videos have been filmed like on a Friday lately because I am busy. Oh, I need to get in a better flow of things, but it's hard. There's a lot of things going on right now. I also, yeah. Let's pretend that's not there. I don't wear makeup. This is my face. I look like this. Everyone gets spots, most people anyway. I've gotten into this habit of rambling before I start the video, and I don't know how I feel about that. Today I want to talk about one of the biggest pet peeves I have about humans, and that is that we don't allow ourselves to have hobbies or to do things in general because we don't think it's gonna be good. And we feel like something is reserved for the group of people who's really good at that, and we can't do that because we're merely mortal people who cannot try new things. Last year, I got into two things that I didn't think were for me. One of which being running. I've always enjoyed being an active person, and when I was younger, I would like cycle for like an hour and then climb a mountain and then go back and like cycle home. I would do these quick workouts before school to build muscle because I was so obsessed about getting a six-pack. I no longer have that ambition. I can't commit to having a body fat percentage that's low enough to show my abs. But for me also, like, growing up has made me realize that I am gonna be active for the way my body feels and being healthy and not necessarily for how my body looks. Obviously the looks can be a great bonus, but mostly I want to be healthy because I want to live as long as possible and I want to feel good doing it. Last summer I started out running and I would do very short runs. It would be like 15 minutes to 30 minutes and I would just feel like I am done. I can't do anymore. I am really proud for like getting in a run or a jog. Let's call it what it is, a jog. But then suddenly one day I ran for an hour and I was like, I feel great. Actually, I could have kept going. I could have run for longer. And since then I have kept my runs to an hour, and if I don't run for an hour, I don't feel satisfied with the run. Not that I have a toxic relationship with my workouts and like my running and how much I need to do. If my body was in pain or something, of course I wouldn't push it to do an hour just to do an hour. It's not like that. It's just that it is quite easy for me to push myself with running. If I am, you know, focused on, I'm gonna do an hour today, then I will do an hour. People probably have different areas where it's easy for them to push themselves, and running is definitely it for me. When it comes to like yoga or, you know, those home workouts, no, I get bored and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Running, I can do that. I can do that. So I think long distance running is definitely a thing for me. I was just never one of those people. So I thought running was for a specific group of people that were always runners. And of course it doesn't work like that, and you should try out new things if you want to. But I always looked at running as something that like marathon runners do and like these specific people do. But guess who is now preparing for her first marathon? I am running a marathon next summer and I'm so excited. I really wanted to run the London Marathon this year, but I left London before it happened, but I'm gonna do my local one next year, so that's gonna be really fun too. It doesn't need to be a big thing. It's still gonna be a marathon. It's still gonna be the exact same distance, so it doesn't really matter where I do it. I just really want to run a marathon. It's something that would be really great for me personally, like a rewarding thing, and just mentally know that I can get through something like that. And also I do want to raise some money by doing it, so I'm currently trying to decide what charity I want to donate money to. I am super excited to be doing it. I can't wait to do the marathon. I wish it was tomorrow. You know, I just really want to do it, not like get it over with, but just I want to have it done. Like I'm so excited to do it because my whole life I've really put marathon runners in one, like, not box, but like this is a group of people that I can never be. Like, this is a specific kind of people that just have this crazy motivation and ability to just push themselves through something like that. But I'm like, no, I can do that. I can do that. I know that I can do that. So I'm gonna do it. Another thing that I have recently gotten into the last, I would say, year really, that I just really never thought that I would be able to do is drawing, and also a little bit of painting. I didn't think I could draw because I never really tried. So whenever I would draw, it would just suck and I would be like, oh no, I can't draw. I would just dismiss me ever being able to draw anything because it turned out bad every time I tried to draw. But first of all, I didn't really put an actual attempt into it. Like, I didn't put effort into deciding what to draw and like creating it in a way that would actually make it turn out good. I would look at my friends that can draw and I would be like, oh, I wish I could draw. I wish I could be like them. I wish I could just have this natural talent for drawing, which I'm not saying that some people don't have this amazing natural talent for something, but most people need to practice to get good, and that was the case for me. But once I allowed myself to try and to become a drawer, it actually turned out way better than I thought, and now I draw cards for most occasions, like for birthdays, and I love drawing cards for like the kids in my life and for my family. I just find it really fun. I remember my life before I drew my own cards, the amount of time that I've stood in like card stores like Scribble, I don't remember what it's called now, but that was my go-to because they have real funny cards and their humor is like on the edge, which is what I like. And I would just stand there for like 20 minutes maybe to find the perfect card, because to me, like, it's so important to make everything personalized. It's so important to me that the recipient always knows that I've put a lot of effort and thought into what they're getting. Like, it's not just random. I chose this specifically for them. So I would need to find a card that was either like an inside joke between us, or a reference that we both got, or something that we both just really like, something like that. And that is not always easy to find when you only have, you know, a certain selection in front of you. The camera ran out of battery. It is so nice to be able to take something that you both like, or a movie or a character or something, and put it on a card and draw it yourself. I don't know about you all, but I really like homemade stuff. I really like when someone has put their own like heart and soul into something. I of course understand that everyone does not have the time to draw cards because it does take at least 1 hour per card, usually more, so I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, you buy cards? Wow. I am not gonna judge anyone for anything because who the hell has the time for that? It looks like it is starting to get gloomy. I'm gonna move to the side so I can show you some of the cards that I've drawn, and I do want to start off with a fail because it is not always easy, and sometimes I don't even know how it goes wrong, but it goes wrong. But luckily my friend Amy really loves cursed things. She really loves The Little Mermaid, so she got that card and loved it, so it wasn't a waste. It's like, what even happened here? Like, how did it turn out that bad? And if I stuck to my you have to be good at something to do it kind of attitude, then this would be the last card that I drew. And it wasn't, because I knew that I can do better than this. I have drawn a few Moomin themed cards, which I've really enjoyed, even though the characters don't perfectly look like themselves, but it's also hard to draw characters, and I especially struggle with human-like characters. That's been a very consistent theme throughout my drawing. Actually, yeah, let's get the human ones out of the way first. This is Tiana and her dad from Princess and the Frog. They don't look great. They're both human, and that does not work out great for me. I can draw other characters and they look like the actual character, but whenever I try to draw human characters or human presenting characters, it just, ooh, it doesn't look that great. Here's another one. This is Elaine and Bon from Seven Deadly Sins, and I'm like, I am not happy about it. Like, their bodies in general, like, I am happy with. I think they look good, but their faces, oh. But faces are generally difficult to do. That's why I have pretty much decided that I'm never gonna get a face tattooed on me. Okay, I have to show you this now, which is inconvenient when you want characters drawn on you, because I really like character outlines. But you know what's perfect? When you want a certain character and they're faceless. This is the invisible child from Moomin, so I could have her done without a face and it made perfect sense. Faces are just so difficult. So these are the Muses from Hercules, as you can probably tell, and their bodies, I think they look amazing, but their faces all look like nightmare material. I am not happy about this card. I was so excited about this one. They're all so freaking fabulous and beautiful, and then I just butchered them. Like, I messed them up so bad. There are definitely areas where I struggle, but it's okay. I just need to practice, and my friends will either laugh with me, laugh at me, or just really appreciate it. Probably all of those three. I'm fine with that. It's a process. The drawing that I was probably the most nervous about ever was Elsa, which I drew for my goddaughter who only wanted Elsa. So I really had to try drawing her for her birthday card, and it turned out pretty good. I'm not gonna pretend it's perfect by any means, but it is still better than some of the like Elsas that you see in various stores. So it's fine. It's good enough for me, and it was definitely good enough for a 4-year-old. This is a human that turned out really well, I think. This is Megara and Hades from Hercules, and I think they turned out pretty well. I was too scared to fill in her other eyebrow more, so yeah, it looks a bit weird, like her eyebrow looks weird, but I don't care that much, okay? The whole point was the conversation they're having, so it's fine. That's another thing. If you have a joke or something that is going on in your friendship and it just fits perfectly for a birthday card or something, most likely you're not gonna find a card in the store that has that exact joke on it or that exact reference, but you can draw it yourself. And then, oh, actually, one more human one, but it doesn't have a face on it. I'm pretty pleased with, I drew the album cover of my friend Amy's first single, Ricochet. I think it turned out pretty well. I did the drawing way better than I did the writing because I don't know how to plan out the space of what I'm writing. Give me Adobe InDesign and I can do it because then I can, you know, change around the text and stuff, but you can't do that here. You get one chance to write it, and if you mess it up and erase it, it's gonna look ugly. What is next? I'm gonna show you a couple of my early drawings first. I didn't have proper pencils yet when I did these. This looks like if you went to a fun fair and you won Winnie the Pooh and Piglet plushies and they were from a knockoff brand. This is what they would look like. I also have a Minnie Mouse drawing. I don't really have any complaints about this one, but it is also a very easy drawing that I think most people could do. But at the same time, I probably didn't think I could do that 2 years ago because I just underestimated myself so much. Then we have this, which I absolutely forgot that I drew until I found it now. I don't have all my drawings because I was looking through like different places now to find them, and I just didn't have the patience and the time to find them all. But this one, wow. Thomas O'Malley's face just looks like a lump. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, he does not look good. That just looks okay, but not amazing. And then, are we ready to move on to God tier? Here's another one. I guess cats is also like a slight issue for me, but I remember when I drew this, I was like, why is there no right back leg? Because it wasn't in the original photo that I was drawing from, and I didn't know where to put it, so I just left it out. This is one that I did when my brother and his girlfriend told me that they were expecting. I am expecting a little nephew soon, so that's super exciting. The characters pretty much look like themselves, but I remember when I drew that, I wasn't 100%. I was like, this could have been better. This is one that I did for my friend when she moved into a new flat, and I was so pleased with this. It came out really good. That took me like the whole day. That was such a long drawing because it has so much details. As you can tell, like obviously you can tell by looking at this that this took a long time, but when you know that someone is gonna love something or like they're gonna appreciate it, then I'm fine with spending a lot of time on it. It's just still 100% better than going and buying a card. When you do have a time to just dedicate a whole day to draw a card, of course, I'm not trying to pretend that everyone can do this. This is a card I drew when the last child in my life was born, and you can't change my mind that this is the best welcome to the world card. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and an extra like fun story about this card is that when they got it, my goddaughter, who is the older sister of the new baby, went to her dad to show him the card and tell him who all the characters were, to like teach him who they were, and that's just really funny. Kids are so adorable. If you watch my vlogs, you've seen a lot of these cards before, but I just want to show them because I want to show that like I did this without being a drawer. These two I did as birthday cards for my parents because I wanted to incorporate some kind of like childhood memories or some movies that we used to watch or books we used to read and stuff like that. So I just drew something that I knew they would find really like cute or funny or whatever. This one I did for my friend Reese for their birthday. We've always said that this is us, like me, Reese, and Amy. This, I must say, is one of my favorite drawings I have done because it really looks like the characters, and it doesn't have any of that like, oh, I really wish I could change that, or I really wish I could correct that, or just make that better. I am really satisfied with how it turned out, and it's not often that you get to feel 100% happy with something that you've created. It is a really nice feeling. This might be my favorite. I made it for my friend Benedicta. Like, we both really love Brother Bear, and these characters are just us. Oh my god, I forgot their name in English. Can you tell I never watched this movie in English? Although it is amazing in English, it is even better in Norwegian. I just think that these two perfectly look like themselves, and it's exactly what they look like in the movie, and anyone who has seen the movie would recognize them. These two, the last ones, are some of the last drawings I've done because it has been a journey. It does take a while to get good sometimes. You can't just like expect to just roll in and be amazing at something, which is obviously what I kind of thought that drawing would be. Like, if you're not automatically instantly amazing, then it's not for you, or like it's not something that you can get good at, or it's not something that you should be doing, which is such a bad way to think about something, because if you're not gonna try new things, how are you ever gonna get good at something? And you could be living your life missing out on so many things that could be such a good match for you and something that you could really enjoy, but if you're not gonna try it, then how are you gonna find out? So I really urge you to try new things. If it's something that you want to do and you've been wanting to do for a long time, or you wish that you could do, like, try. See if it's something for you, see if it's something you enjoy, and if it is, then it's definitely worth putting that time and effort into getting better at it. For me, the next thing that I really want to get into is, well, it's actually kind of two things. I do want to get better at taking photos because I am not very good at taking photos, but I think it would be very beneficial, both career-wise it would be a really good skill, and also because like I could take good pictures of the people in my life, like my family, and I have a lot of kids around me and all of that. It would be really nice to be able to take good photos. So if I just learned, it would be really fun and really useful, I think. And a lot of people expect me to be really good at taking photos because I film so much, but whenever they see me with this camera, I'm filming. But in their mind, if I have a camera and I'm using it in some way, that means I'm automatically good at taking photos, and I'm just not. But I really, really want to get better at it now, especially because I have a nephew coming and I want to take good pictures. Another thing that I really, really, really want to get into, and I have for some time, and I've also kept thinking that this is for a specific kind of people who are just really good at this, is like sewing or knitting or crocheting or like whatever, your own clothes. If I have to choose one, like I would really want to get into sewing because there's a lot of clothes that I find, because I'm really into retro and vintage clothing, or just in general like kind of special clothing. And because I thrift all of my clothing, it's really hard when I find something that's just adorable or something that I'm just like, I can't live without this piece of clothing, I love it so much, and then it's just not in my size. And because I'm thrifting, like they don't have a selection of sizes, they have that specific size and I can't find it anywhere else. That's really frustrating. So I want to be able to like find inspiration from stuff like that, like clothing items that I find and I really want, and I can kind of like make something similar myself. I really want to get into that, and hopefully like next year I'll be able to do that, but we'll see. Well, I think I have said everything I want to say about this topic. If not, I'm probably gonna write an article about it as well, because I can just go on about it forever. But take this one thing away from this video. If you want to do something, try it. If you want to get into something, try. Don't let fear of not being good stop you. Like, it doesn't have to be good, especially not right away. But even if you're not good at it, you can still enjoy something. You can still have a lot of fun doing it. I'm sure there's something in your life that you're not amazing at, like playing a certain instrument or playing a specific kind of game or anything at all that you're not amazing at, but you still find it fun. Let's all just get better at taking the leap and trying new things, allowing ourselves to fail or be bad at it and not beating ourselves up about it. It's okay to keep going and keep trying and keep enjoying something even if you're not good at it. Let's all have that as our like New Year's resolution or whatever for 2022. Oh my god, 2022. That sounds so wrong. Well, it's only like 6-7 weeks away, so guess I should get used to it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna let you go now because I feel like this video is like an hour long. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll just see you next Friday with a new video. Keep it the good vibes. Bye!